Hi, welcome to another episode of Home Studio Workshop. Today I'm going to rabbit on about my songwriting method. Um, Let me say right from the start, just because I do it this way, there's no reason for you to. In fact, there's probably no reason for anybody to use the method that I use, but it just kind of works for me. The way I start, as I mentioned in a long ago tutorial about just my general setup, is that I cover my house with pieces of paper, pads of paper, and pens and pencils and things. And whenever I get an idea for a lyric, I write it down. Always write your stuff down. That I do suggest most strongly. You never remember things, especially at night. You wake up and this happened to me exactly once, which is why I never do it again. I woke up in the middle of the night with a fantastic idea for a song. It was a hit. I knew it. And it was just so good. And I went to sleep again thinking, this is going to be great. Next morning, nothing, not a clue, gone. If it's however unpleasant and dull it is, sit up, write it down, and go back to sleep. You will not regret it. I also have several places where I can record ideas musically. Wherever I am, I can always scratch something down on a guitar and a vocal, whether it be on the phone or in the laptop in my living room or wherever it is. Always keep your ideas, get them, same thing applies, get them down. After a while, you'll find yourself with a great pile of paper, bits of paper with ideas written on them. What I do is I cut them up into little tiny strips, and you'll see in a photograph in a minute. Cut them up into little tiny strips of paper, each with an idea on it. Chuck them all in a bag, and you build it up, and one day it comes to the point, oh God, I'm going to have to write an album, or whatever. And then you get all the pieces of paper out, and you spread them out on the table or the ground or whatever's car park, whatever's the correct size, and start dividing them. And what I find, and this is a magical process, and I'm not going to talk too much about the magic side of it, because if I do that, it'll stop working. And I'm not the first person to say that. What I find is that some pieces of paper will spring out to you as titles. You'll just go, that's a song title. So get those out. It's like doing a jigsaw. In fact, it is very similar to doing a jigsaw. Pick out the ones that suggest title and put them in a pile, and you'll find that some of them will attach themselves to one of the titles. There'll be a line, it'll go, and you think, oh, that fits with that. So that goes in that pile, that goes in that pile, that goes in that pile, and suddenly you've got however many songs. So you've got a song. It's a piece of paper with a title on it and lots of other pieces of paper. What I do then is I try and write a verse. Big piece of paper, attach, see a picture in a minute, attach, probably with a clothes peg or something, all the other little bits of paper that go with it, to it, put it aside, move on. The music comes in separately, totally separately. The next stage is to collect the music in some kind of way so you can hear it, whatever random title you've given it. One of mine is called Deady Jam, another one's called New Lap Tune or something like that. Something so you can identify them. And then start playing a bit, pick up one of the songs, play it on the Cubase or whatever you're using, and hold up different bits of paper with your first verses on. See what goes with the song. Sometimes they just fit. You play the song with the mood of the piece, the speed of the piece, whether it's a major or a minor key. All these things have an effect. Instinct. It just suddenly you go, oh, that works, or that doesn't. After that, it's a question of slow improvement, editing, re-editing, rewriting, time, give it time, days pass, weeks pass, leave it for a week, come back and you go, oh, that's awful. Why did I write that? Well, I can do better than that. And then you'll make it better. Finally, you'll finish up with a demo. Something that looks like a song. It'll have a verse and a chorus and enough words to get you through the first bit. Again, leave it for a while if you can. After that, print out some chords. Here's a photograph of that. A bit messy, but as you can see, you've got a track sheet and you've got a chord sheet, and that will remind you, if you do leave it for a week, it'll remind you of how it goes. Sometimes it's a good idea to record a rough vocal. Sometimes it isn't. I don't always do that. Sometimes I just, the tune isn't that set in stone that I need to. Sometimes I get a really good idea, and it is. So that, after that, what is a really good idea is to try and reduce the song to just voice and guitar or whatever your instrument might be. Point being that if you can sing it with an acoustic guitar, then it's a good song, or at least a working song. Then, when you get round to actually recording it, you'll have a strong basis. Finally, what I want to say is that a lot of people have asked me how I feel about people covering my songs, and I say, go for it, please. If you want a song, take it. Once I've written it, once I've recorded it, it's gone. And please, 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 if you want to cover a song of mine, just go ahead and do it. Some kind of royalty will come my way, whether it be good luck or whatever, but please do it. And that's that. See you later.